Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
It's very unlikely that he will go far in his career, even if he sometimes talks about big things. He tends to do just enough to get by and rarely pushes himself to work harder or take on more. When challenges show up, he may quietly step away or let others take the lead.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's likely to quietly step back rather than fight through the problem. Instead of bouncing back, he may avoid the issue, withdraw from the situation, or wait for someone else to fix it. You won't see him getting angry or having emotional outbursts, but you may notice him drifting away or losing interest.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work generally find him easy to get along with because he's polite and avoids conflict. He doesn't pick fights or argue, and he tries to keep the peace around him. He often keeps his distance and lets others take charge.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he probably won't be jealous or feel threatened. Instead, he'll quietly appreciate your success and show polite support, though he may not show a lot of excitement or big gestures. You likely won't have to worry about ego clashes, but you might wish he'd celebrate with you more openly.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is not likely to secretly resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. He tends to accept things as they are and doesn't put much pressure on himself to be the main provider or outshine others. You won't find him competing or making you feel guilty about your success.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't the best at managing money carefully. He may not keep track of expenses or plan for the future, and he's likely to spend on things he finds beautiful or enjoyable in the moment. You might find yourself taking the lead when it comes to saving and planning.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's more likely to quietly live within his means rather than pretend to be richer than he is. Showing off or putting on a big act isn't really his style. If money runs tight, he may become withdrawn instead of making a fuss or pretending everything is fine.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is gentle and polite, but not especially open handed or warm hearted. He may show small kindnesses, like listening quietly or being thoughtful in his words. You won't find him being stingy or rude, but don't expect big, generous gestures either.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is neither very open nor controlling about money. He mostly avoids talking about it at all. If you ask him about bills or spending, he will answer politely, but he might not bring these topics up on his own. He doesn't hide things to control you, but sometimes he may keep quiet out of habit or to avoid tough conversations.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's unlikely to insist that housework is only your job, but he may not step up and help much unless asked directly. He doesn't have strong opinions or pushy ideas about roles at home. It's more that he goes with the flow and avoids arguments. If you want help, you'll need to gently ask or guide him.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He isn't the type to jump in and share chores or baby duties on his own. Usually, he will wait to be asked and then quietly help out, but only if you guide him step by step. Sometimes it may feel like you're reminding him often, or that he's just watching from the side.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is not the type to argue just to prove he's right. Instead, he'll listen quietly and try to avoid any kind of conflict. If you want someone to really talk things through, you might need to encourage him to open up more.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually stays respectful and keeps his feelings inside rather than lashing out. He's not the sort to say hurtful things or act aggressive. Instead, he might become quiet, withdrawn, or just leave the room to avoid the argument. If you value calmness and gentle reactions, he offers that.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he's not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He usually stays calm and tries to keep peace, even when things go wrong. This means you won't have to worry much about sudden anger or big fights with him.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He is more likely to quietly accept responsibility rather than blame you when something goes wrong. If you tell him that he's made a mistake, he won't argue or try to shift the blame onto you. You won't often face finger pointing or heated excuses.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He is gentle and avoids pushing or pressuring you, so you won't have to worry about him crossing the line. If you want a partner who understands and honors your comfort, you will find that he does so with care.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he's not the kind of man who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He tends to accept things as they are and doesn't hold grudges or get offended if you say no. You won't face arguments or emotional games in these moments.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He's not the type to use your secrets or special experiences against you, and he isn't interested in making you feel small or embarrassed later on. Even if things go wrong or you have a fight, he won't bring up these moments to hurt you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be faithful and not easily distracted by other women. His quiet and reserved nature means he doesn't go seeking extra attention or excitement outside the relationship. You probably won't find him straying or disrespecting your trust.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not over possessive or likely to act jealous, controlling, or suspicious. He tends to keep to himself and is more comfortable giving space than making demands or watching your every move. In fact, he values peace and avoids drama, so he lets you live your life without pressure.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his nature is not overly protective to the point of being controlling. He isn't the kind to keep watch over you or make strict rules about what you can do. If he does show care, it's soft and quiet, not forceful or bossy.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is unlikely to see parenting as a true team effort unless you clearly involve him. He tends to be passive and goes along with what's happening rather than stepping up or taking the lead on his own. If you want an equal partner in parenting, be ready to ask for help and set clear expectations, as he won't naturally share all the responsibilities without guidance.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will almost always stay calm. He is not quick to anger or harsh with his words, and he doesn't shout or punish in a big way. You won't have to worry about him scaring the kids or making a scene.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will quietly support your role as both a mother and your own person. He isn't the type to make strict demands or expect you to be only focused on the family. He respects your independence and won't stand in your way if you want to pursue your own interests or career.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he is not the kind of man who will secretly want you to quit your career after having a child. He is unlikely to pressure you to give up your job or suddenly change his support once a baby arrives. He respects your choices and values peace, so he's more likely to let you decide what's best for yourself.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will treat your parents politely and with respect, but his warmth will mostly stay on the surface. You can expect him to be well mannered and gentle around them without causing any trouble or being rude. His kindness is soft and proper, not deeply involved. He is more likely to quietly adjust to your family rather than expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly rather than making things worse. He won't raise his voice, start arguments, or create drama. Instead, he's more likely to quietly step back and avoid confrontation.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He is not the type to demand that you act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He tends to go along with things quietly and avoids making strict rules for you, whether at home or around his family. With him, you can expect a gentle acceptance. He won't push you to pretend or put on an act.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will likely stay out of it rather than support you openly or side with them. His way is to avoid conflict and keep the peace by stepping back instead of taking a strong stand. His calmness can help, but active backing may be missing unless you gently guide him.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He isn't strongly a mummy's boy, but when it comes to conflict with his mother, he isn't likely to choose sides openly. His natural way is to keep peace by staying out of arguments, rather than standing up for either you or his mother. Most of the time, he'll quietly drift to the background, hoping the problem passes without him needing to speak up.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is unlikely to share every detail of your fights or your private life with his mother or sister. He prefers to keep personal matters quiet and doesn't feel comfortable discussing relationship issues openly, even with close family. If something is troubling him, he may keep it to himself instead of seeking advice or venting to others.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being in a relationship with this man means life is calm, gentle, and mostly drama free. He's polite and easy to get along with, rarely raises his voice, and goes along with what keeps the peace.